Morning, good morning.
How's it looking?
Pretty similar to yesterday, actually. If you enjoyed yesterday's weather, you got out and about, you had some sunny spells, quite warm. I think you'll see pretty much the same again today, really. Yes, good morning. The weather is set fair, really, once again for most of us. Dry with some sunny spells, feeling very pleasant in that sunshine.
Of course, it's going to be a bank holiday next weekend for many
And it
people.
is, isn't it?
Well,
Yes, weekend.
So obviously the weather's going to be rubbish.
Yeah,
Thank you very
expected.
much. Now, which pier is that then?
This is an Eastbourne, but I'm showing it this morning because, I don't know if you can notice this, the sun is a little bit hazy. There's a bit of a tinge to it, and that's because we've had a lot of smoke from wildfires in North America transport itself over the Atlantic to our shore. So many of us saw that yesterday as well, actually, a bit of a haze in the sunshine yesterday, and certainly this morning we've got some of that as well. But yeah, it's a lovely start to the day here in Eastbourne by our weather watcher. And as we go through today, for many of us, it's going to be another dry and settled day. There'll be some sunny spells out there as well. And temperatures about 17 to 20 degrees, but where you keep the sunshine for longest across the eastern areas, once again, 24, 25 degrees. Now, Monday night is actually going to be the full Sturgeon supermoon. Now, it will appear about 8% brighter and more luminous in the sky. It's when the full moon coincides with the orbit of the moon around the Earth at its nearest point. So that's on Monday night, where you get to see it. It will occur in the evening. It's about 6:28 in the evening.
Simon, why is it called full sturgeon?
Because each month your full moon is given a name. And it kind of happened in, a long, long time ago when they didn't really have dates. So they kind of did all their activities based on the full moon. And it was based on what was going on at the time of year. So you've got the flower moon, strawberry moon, the sturgeon moon, because this is the time of year when apparently sturgeons in rivers are more populous.
Oh, interesting.
You can't catch him out.
No, I know.
He
Put him
knows
on the
his stuff.
spot and he's got the answers.
The buck moon, what else have you got? The snow
Strawberry moon.
The wolf
Strawberry moon is the one I've heard
You
of.
said that one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
OK, fine. I'll leave it to the
That's
actual...
June's full moon, because obviously in June,
Strawberries harvested, yeah. Well, there you go. Every day's a school day with you, Simon. Thank you. And I got schooled then, didn't I? Coming up with Strawberry Moon again.
If anyone knows his stuff, Simon really does know his stuff.
Simon, as you are the font of all knowledge, what I want to ask is this summer unusual in how inconsistent it's been? Because it doesn't feel like we've had that many...
to put you on the spot.
Sorry. It really is putting on the spot, yeah.
Because it just feels like we haven't had that many days in a row of consistent summery weather.
I think it's been a bit deceiving because June was pretty cool initially, and then July started quite cool as well, and then it warmed up. We had a bit of a heat wave. So we've had like little periods where we've had warmer than average weather, and kind of I think what people perceive is that we've had it pretty cool and pretty wet because there hasn't been like a long period. And that's more unusual, though, because obviously if you have a heat wave or a longer spell of dry weather, that is more unusual than the typical kind of British summer weather. But I think climate change is having an impact on that, because I think actually what's happening is that we are thinking about the fact that over the last few years we've had these lengthy, dry, warm spells, and it's almost like we're becoming tuned to that, as then that's what we're now expecting, but that's not what a typical summer is.
So it's partly to do with our expectations and what we become used to.
I think so, yes.
That was your starter for 10.
There we go.
Well done.
Thank you, Simon.
And listen, I always like to talk about interesting things. And earlier I talked about the haze, the sunshine and the wildfires from North America. Now, this is a high-resolution satellite image from yesterday afternoon. And if you look down towards East Anglia, the southeast of England, you can just see this wispy whiteness here. And it just comes over towards, the Netherlands and towards Belgium as well. And that is the wildfire smoke that we had. So that's the reason why many of us saw scenes like this, a lovely kite festival in Bedfordshire, but the sun had that kind of tinge to it, the orange tinge to it. There we go. Anyway, good morning. It's another fine day for many of us.
What a beautiful morning in Monmouthshire, though.
Absolutely, yes, a beautiful morning in Monmouthshire. Lovely sunrise here this morning, also pretty nice in Cambridgeshire this morning. Look at those blue skies. Yeah, a fine start to the day for many of us this Sunday morning.
Not too bad, all the nice photos you've had this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasant start to the day. Look at that in the Shetland Isles. I really love that picture of just the road there, the deserted road and the post box in the corner. That's really nice, isn't it? And, of course, some lovely blue skies ahead as well. And actually, for many of us today, not looking too bad. Plenty of usable weather out there. Yes, good morning. Dry with sunny spells.
Hello there, very good afternoon to you. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Hello, good afternoon. After our fairly quiet weekend of weather, it's all changed next week.
Hello there, very good afternoon to you. I hope you've had a really lovely weekend. There has been some gorgeous weather around.
Hello. Now, as we work our way into next week, it's not looking too bad at all, really. It's a fine start on Monday. Might pick up a couple of showers as we head through the course of Tuesday, but then the middle part of the week should see a return of at least some dry weather if there's a little bit more cloud around.
Hello there, good evening. Well, it ended up being a fine day today with some good spells of sunshine around, some variable cloud as captured here by one of our weather watchers.
Good evening. Well, we've seen some decent weather for most of us today. Despite a cloudy start, the sunshine broke through into the afternoon, but the weather story is changing for most of us as we go through the week ahead. It turns increasingly wet and unseasonably windy for this time of year, particularly to the far north and west. That sends the trend. The wettest and the windiest of the weather will be in the far north, staying largely warm and dry in the far southeast. Bye-bye.